Ladies and gentlemen, so I thought today, for a little bit of fun, we'd rank up and also revisit one of the old school characters in Marvel Contest of Champions, the original version of Black Panther. And I remember in the first 2 weeks of playing this game, I got this dude as a 3-star character, and he was so much fun to play. He was honestly one of my favorite champions when starting out, because he's just kind of balls to the walls, bleed damage, but again, it's been a very, very long time since I've played the OG version of Black Panther. So today we're going to take him as a 5-star champion up to rank 3, and then we're going to build in the Sabretooth double Black Panther Civil War, and also Killmonger synergy for more bleed damage and a little bit more attack and also more power rate. And yeah, just have a bit of fun with this lad, see what we can do with his damage potential, and see if he feels like he's kind of holding up in 2019 as a champion. So let's go ahead and smash that rank up button, and then we have hopefully all the skill ISO, or almost all of it, at the ready, man. A really, really good chunk. I think we need what is it, 2 more big stacks of like 5k skill ISO, so we're very, very close there. So hopefully these connection issues are going to pass in just a second. I'm also going to quickly break down his abilities, because they're really, really straightforward, man. This character, being one of the originals, just has pretty much nothing to him in terms of the abilities, because a lot of the early characters were just, you know, insanely straightforward for the most part. Right, so we are very, very close to level 45. I think we need to try and find a tier 3 skill if we've got one. So yeah, we got one of those. Perfect. And let's go back to Black Panther there. So I have him awakened as a 5-star. We've only got what is it, 20 dupe levels on him, so kind of a 1 fresh clean dupe, and his awakened ability gives him like an 8% chance on hit to do a very, very small bleed there, which is only about 25% or so of his attack, so it's not really that huge by any standard. Also, his critical hits have an 80% chance to bleed the opponent. This bleed, I think, does about a 60-65% of his base attack bleed over 4 seconds, so obviously this being a fairly shorter bleed is very enhanced by the deep wounds mastery, because that'll bring it up to 6.5 seconds, so pretty much makes it, you know, 100% of his attack throughout the duration of 1 bleed there. Also, his special attacks for every bleed that you have on the opponent gain more attack as well. It's not really a huge bonus there, but, you know, something very, very small. The special attack 1 and special attack 2 have enhanced crit rating, so you know there's a higher chance that you want to strike a bleed on those. And finally, the special attack 3, for each instance of bleed there's a 90% chance to inflict another bleed, pretty much, you know, doubling your bleeds there at a 90% chance, dealing, you know, the exact same bleed as before. So yeah, you've pretty much got a 90% chance to double your bleeds on the special 3, but also like that's significantly more effective for the awakened ability 1 as well, if you are going to use the SP3. But I think the special 2, unless you're on a really, really hot streak, is probably the way to go with this character. In terms of base stats, man, he's still got some pretty decent block proficiency, some very nice base crit rating, very nice base crit damage. There's nothing like overly special there, just some good kind of base stats in general. Synergies, nothing overly special there. Bit of crit with Deadpool, which is, you know, a tremendously hard one to find. Probably the most noteworthy one is maybe Power Game with Storm, because she has this one back, but really the Sabretooth synergy is substantially more effective if you're looking to get power gain, and we'll talk about what that does in just 1 second. But anyway, let's go into event quest, let's go into a little bit of Uncollected, and we'll take a couple of fights in the Red Hulk one here, because there are a few fights in various different quests that I want to test out Black Panther on today. So just to show you the synergies that we've got today, so the one with Sabretooth gives plus 30% power rate when hitting into opponents that are suffering from a debuff, aka your parry or your bleed. So yeah, very, very nice power rate gain there from Sabretooth. And we've also got additional attack and also increased bleed damage from the Black Panther synergies there. So 2 Black Panther Civil Wars there, both giving 6% attack and 25% bleed damage. And then finally, Killmonger is not giving anything to our classic version of Black Panther. So You know, just a bit more power gain, a bit more bleed damage, and a bit more attack as well to top it all off. But anyway, let's jump into this one and get into a few fights here, because Black Panther is one of those champions, being very old school. He really does, in my opinion, rely on being able to bleed the opponent, so we're trying to have as many bleed matchups as humanly possible today. So we're going to go for a few slightly different ones here, Captain Marvel and also the champion. Just see how this lad is holding up. Oh man, a lot of bleeds coming off this guy right at the start, which I am liking quite a bit there. And also you can really feel the enhanced power gain from the good old Sabertooth synergy there. Throwing down a special too, not too bad there at all. It's been so long since I've played this lad, but he's still quite fun to play, man. Still quite a fun champion. Right, if we go for a special 2, is that going to be enough? Maybe a little bit too optimistic, but we are quite close there to getting Captain Marvel down. So yeah, that was 37 hits. I honestly forgot to look at the health pool there, so, you know, we'll get a bit of an idea of what we're up against in the next matchup when we go for the champion here, and we'll also take it as well. And then I want to take this guy also into a bit of variant, try out a couple of different fights, and also maybe a bit of Realm of Legends as well. So the champion has 61k here. I think he's a little bit more beefy than Captain Marvel. But the last fight, it didn't feel too bad, man. Didn't feel too bad at all. I think once you get those bleeds going and stacked up, you can feel pretty damn nice there, but you just need a kind of good chain of crits, I would assume. We'll also try the special 3 if we get a good timing on it. But I think Winter Soldier's probably the better fight to try and figure that one out on. Right, the special 2. Yeah, he's not doing too bad against the champion. Still feels very, very fun to fight with, though. It's that bleed damage, man. It's putting in a considerable amount of work for the most part. Right, another combo followed by a special 2. Should be able to put this lad in the bin. That was not a bad special 2, but we were also in Assassin's range there. He's a bit of an interesting one to think about. I still like his play. I do like the playstyle of a lot of bleed champions, but I don't think there's really any question as to whether or not, like, Black Panther OG has fallen behind in terms of his damage output and viability, because this lad, you know, he has absolutely no utility whatsoever. You're not going to be able to deal with anything at all. He's just got kind of bleed damage, and that's really about it. But it doesn't mean he can't still be a little bit fun to play in some scenarios. Right, let's use the SP2 there. Very nice against Hood. Absolutely butchered through that lad so far. And he is... I really do like the Sabertooth synergy with Killmonger and all the other Black Panther-related characters that gives them 30% more power gain. Because, you know, that's just a really, really substantial boost, which you can definitely feel the difference. Because I think one of the most satisfying things is just kind of throwing off, like, good special attacks in the game. And it certainly provides you with quite a few of those. So yeah, man, absolutely shredding through those first few fights. But I think next up there's a bleed immune. Is it King Groot up next? Yeah, so we'll duck out of that one and jump into... do you want to go Realm of Legends next or Variant? I think we'll try a bit of Variant and then finish in Realm of Legends if we can. So let's go into Variant Chapter 2. There are a few different fights that I want to test out here to see if they're working all right. Champion requirements not met. Oh, did I go for the second one? Okay, Chapter 1, sorry. Chapter 1, quest number 2. Villain revealed. So there is a Red Skull, a Hood, and a Rhino. We've got Buffet X23 there. I think we probably want to go for the Red Skull, Hood, and Rhino, though. It's going to be some fairly interesting matchups. Definitely a very, very easy path for the first time clear in the second quest of Ultron. If you haven't already seen the free-to-play run of Ultron's Assault Variant, I definitely recommend watching it if you are considering doing that at some point in the near future. But let's see if Black Panther can hold his own and get through these fights if we can play to a relatively decent standard here. Alright, might as well chuck off the SP1 there. It's a little bit tricky to get to the special 2, but I'm kind of hoping with the power gain from Sabertooth that we might be able to in some fights. Just need to bait back a fair bit. Right, that's going to instantly drain our power. Come on, mate. So Red Skull's a little bit annoying just because he's got so much armor. We got no way to penetrate or ignore that like potentially a Killmonger would. So when we don't crit, we're really not getting too much down out of this lad. So it's not the best first matchup. I remember Black Panther back in the day, man. Used to be so good for dealing with rhinos. This is such a more basic time for the game, but just because, you know, you could get through all that tough hide of his and physical resistance just by having substantially more crits and also the bleed damage going through. But damn, thinking about that is definitely a trip down memory lane. Right, special 2 there. I think Red Skull as well gains a little bit more resistance to... I think it's like actually landing crits, the more armor he's got. So that can be a little bit of a pain in the ass as well. Yeah, just like nothing is critting, man. Even with the substantially enhanced crit rating there on the special 2. So maybe not the best matchup in the world for Black Panther here. So yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll bail out this one, man, because this just isn't going too far. It's going to take another 100 hits to get him down, and that, again, just wasn't a great matchup by any stretch for Black Panther. So let's drop out the quest there, and maybe, do we want to go back in, and I think we either got Masochism Carnage or Buffet X23. Should we try Buffet X23, and then we'll try Masochism Carnage as well? I don't know how either fight's going to do, but I'm a little bit curious to see if... Black Panther can, like, rival the damage output and actually make a bit of a dent in Wolverine here. So, you know, it's going to be a bit of an interesting one to see if it's actually going to work. Don't know, I remain very mildly hopeful that we might be able to get a bit of a dent in this lass. Come on! Oh, that wasn't too bad at all. Right, come on. Oh, mate, he's slugging in this fight. He's getting some work done, boys. I'm very happy with his performance there. The Red Skull one was just literally rigged to his disadvantage, though, with not being able to get those crits and, as a result, not having the bleeds there. Come on, X23, let's get that special 2 out, yeah. Got to try a special 3 at some point as well. So yeah, that one actually very pleasantly surprised me, man. He managed to rip through that X23 really, really nicely. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, let's jump into the final chapter and see if he can deal with the Masochism Carnage and see if we can, I don't know, get a little bit of a fight going on that one. Okay, we went into the wrong one again, so let's go to Chapter 1, the Collector's Task here, and begin quest. And then we've got the Masochism Carnage. Have we got a good second fight? Not really. That symbiote Spider-Man's a massive pain in the ass. Let's just, you know, first things first, let's just see if he can get through this Carnage, and then we might jump into a bit of Realm of Legends after this one. But Masochism is equally annoying, if not a little bit more annoying than good old Buffet Node. But maybe because he has so many bleed procs, this actually might turn out to be a good thing, especially considering we do have the Despair Mastery as well. So maybe if we maintain a moderately aggressive playstyle and Carnage wants to play ball with his special attacks, then who knows, man? Might turn out alright. Right, let's slam that one down. Well, that wasn't too bad at all, man. You know, we made a decent enough dent in that carnage, so that was that was okay, man. Okay. Well, I was pleased, man. I was very pleased with the result in both of those ones. So let's go ahead now and jump into a bit of Realm of Legends. See if we can open up this dude a little bit more without some of the constraints that we might have had, like baiting out special attacks, so we can just go absolutely ham, and see if we can unlock some of the full potential of Black Panther's damage output. Also, I'm very interested, because, you know, I've got kind of reference points-ish in mind with, like, Carnage and Venom, to how Black Panther might compare to both of those characters. Obviously, both of those characters, Venom especially, has significantly more utility. But I don't know, man. This might be a bit of an interesting one. Right, I need a bleed. Get that power gain. Perfect. Right, I think we're going to try and see if we can line up a nice special 3 that doubles the bleed stacks. After hopefully a pretty sick chain of crits. We need to start critting now. And then have... Right, we just haven't got the bleed stacks to double yet. Oh, no. Right, I caught that one up a little bit. Right, let's get back in the fray here. Right, we just don't really have the bleed stacks to double yet. Alright, let's see if we can get a few more. No. Come on. Let's see how many bleed stacks we can get, actually. Right, we'll use this time up. Right, let's just go for it anyway. Okay, so we're doubling 4 to hopefully 8 bleed stacks. Be great if it, like, refreshed all the bleed stacks as well. It's not too bad, man. I think also for the amount of time you probably lose with the special 3 animation, not really overly sure if it's worth it for a lot of scenarios. Just because that special 2, man, it's not half bad. You also, because you've got the increased crit rate, you usually get a couple of bleeds off it as well. In some of the best case scenarios, you're looking at maybe 4 or 5 bleeds off that SB3. Right, let's get back in. He's doing alright overall so far. Definitely not the best damage output I've seen by an absolute landslide, but he's not terrible either, man. We've almost taken about 200,000 health down. There we go. Oh, those bleeds are stacking up nicely. Be great if, like, all of his special attacks just double his bleeds. That would be a fantastic mechanic. They ever want to do OG Black Panther revamp. But I don't think they would probably have a Black Panther anywhere near top of their list, just because, you know, he is not the anywhere, he doesn't look anything like the MCU version, because that's the Black Panther Civil War. So yeah, probably wouldn't get those juicy dank crystal sales if they did want to revamp this lad. But I would, you know, I'd always like to see a Black Panther revamp. Come on, mate. Let's go for it. So reliant on those crits as well. Crits just bring so much additional damage when it comes to both the damage off the crit and also the 4 out of 5 chance that you are probably going to bleed the opponent as well. His special too, though, I still love it, man. It's still one of the most smoothly animated specials in the game, especially for such an early time. I think this is the same one that Wolverine has, I think, exactly the same animations as Black Panther OG. Going all the way back, a few characters that are quite similar. Oh, those stacks of bleed, man, off that special too were mega. Absolutely rinsing this boy. The stacks of bleed as well off the specials are a little bit higher, so you've got that attack bonus as well while you're striking. Oh, getting some nice parry chains here. Okay, we got an Assassin's Range special too. Oh, that was very, very nice. I think one more special too is going to finish this lad off proper. If we can get a nice parry after this. Perfect. Yeah, so definitely not the worst champion, not the best. He's still holding up fairly decently for, you know, one of the characters that hasn't really been touched too much in the last 4 years. So yeah, I like Black Panther. I think his animations, just his and like Wolverine set, are still like quite fun to play around with, but definitely in comparison to some of the newer champions that we've received in the last like couple of years, man, he's way behind and definitely needs like a ton more utility if he kind of wants to be brought back into the meta and made viable. But yeah, not the worst champion out there, lads. Had quite a good fun time today playing this, lad. So if you did enjoy today's rank up and gameplay video revisiting the original Black Panther, please do smash that like button. But aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.